Are you ready, Kenny?
For what?
You know what?
Nope.
No!
It's the Granma Brokake podcast! It's nice. I like it.
Here we are, episode 1.
Where it all begins.
This is the origin story of Granma Brokake.
It's going to plant some seeds.
Oh, we're just going to plant these seeds there.
And each week we're going to water it.
Liberally.
Keep watering it.
Liberally water it with our own man water.
Absolutely.
See what pops up. Hello.
Hi.
Who are you?
Am I Kenny? Am I Antonio? I've got no idea. I'm going to go with Antonio.
Okay,
Kenny's
I'm going to call
just-
you Kenny.
Kenny's dead, man.
And I'm Andy. And welcome to the Granma Brokake podcast, episode 1. This is where two middle-aged men who should know better prove that we don't know any better. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I've got a bit of a blocked nose, so I'm going to quickly blow it.
Oh, go on. Oh. Oh, just one more. One more for me. One more for
No,
me.
that actually hurt. I'm done. I'm all done. Yes, welcome to our first episode. We've got a bit of an agenda.
We've got a fucking agenda, guys, and we're going to push it on you.
Yeah.
Like weird
Down
political...
your throats.
Down your... I'm going to fucking open up and just swallow. Just swallow it.
Like if you poured a tin of Pringles into your mouth.
Like if, yeah, followed by...
Like the crumbs.
Oh, yeah, the
They
crumbs.
fly down your... Yeah, they fly straight down your throat.
Followed by some nice supple honey.
Yeah.
So, Granma Brokake, you may have watched our YouTube channel where we watch silly videos and make each other laugh. This is the audio version where you don't have to watch us.
Yeah, much better. Easier on the eyes.
Easier on the ears.
You can close your eyes and pretend we look completely different too. So,
If you're closing your eyes right now, we can lean into the mic a little bit. We can get a little bit more bassy. And we can talk a little bit sexier.
a little bit of ASMR.
Oh, ASMR. Ooh.
Oh no, they can't see what we're doing.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
There we go. That's
Pardon me.
ASMR.
Whoa, okay.
So what are we going to talk about today, Kenny?
Part of the agenda, well, the first one, we've got albums we're looking forward to this year.
This year being 2025, the year of our Lord.
Absolutely. We're only in January too, so we're what, like 2 weeks in, nearly?
More or less.
Thereabouts. Any bands back catalogues to another band? Yeah, you need to explain this to me in a bit.
Okay.
And then films, also looking forward to.
I've got your list there, don't worry.
Yeah, that's cool. And then also, Bloodstock. I know we're like 8 months away from it. The Metal Festival in Derbyshire, which I presume we're going.
We are most definitely going.
Just like any predictions for any possible bands that may be added to the bill. It might be cutting it fine now. I think there's a bit of a gap on the third stage, and then maybe on the main stage somewhere.
You know how these things work. They're always kind of evolving.
Absolutely.
And with the amount of festivals that are announcing lineups at the moment, the possibilities of bands crossing over and pollinating different stages very high on the agenda.
Yeah. And the pollen count is pretty high
It is pretty high.
Hay fever in August.
Still got that mark on my leg from that allergic reaction I had last year.
Yeah, it's
I
vicious.
still got it on my leg. It looks like a big Winnie the Pooh patch.
Wow, 19 years ago that was.
Winnie the Pooh.
Was that download?
Oh, what, the original leg injury?
Yeah, the daddy.
The daddy of all leg injuries.
The daddy.
Here's a tip, guys. If you're going to go to Download Festival in 2006, was it?
Yeah, Prickly Heat.
Which
you probably won't get now because it rains.
Yeah. Yeah, and also freshly laid grass, which had only been sowed the year before the festival came, so it hadn't properly set, and all it did was kick up a lot of seed and a lot of dust. Yeah. And I had the mother of all allergic reactions, and my leg blew up to about 5 sizes too big and turned black.
Yep.
That was my favourite bit, when it went black and then you almost fainted because of how horrible it looked.
It was horrendous. It just looked like it was ready to be chopped off.
I looked like I had elephantitis. It really was not a pleasant sight.
You know when like people were about to die, their hands go black?
Yeah.
It was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
His leg's dead.
I remember we got dropped back home in Stratford-upon-Avon, and I had to walk a quarter of a mile home, and it was the most unpleasant walk I think I've ever had.
Ben.
One club foot
Yeah.
clopping home, and then when I got home, it was just the most painful.
It was so nice getting home. It was amazing. That was highlight of the weekend. No, it was a good weekend. It was just so hot. It was just shit. Anyway, so we will be touching on Bloodstock. Any possible bands that could appear. I did actually. You know what? We'll come back to that. Just
We'll
remember glitches.
Yes.
Glitches.
There are when we talk about Bloodstock, we're also obviously going to talk about the other festivals that are happening around the same time and what bands could potentially be making appearances. But
I think we'll do that in other episodes. We'll touch upon like download and whenever bands are announced too. We'll do like an overview of who's been added and our thoughts.
But a shout out to the wonderful Hungerfords, our patron saints. Bloodstock is the mother of all of our dreams this year.
Absolutely,
I cannot wait to go back.
It's the only thing we've got to look forward to that's set in stone, apart from the few gigs we've got coming up.
Oh yeah, so we've got some mad gigs.
Yeah,
this is a thing we can talk about as well. Some of the things that we're going to be seeing this year.
Absolutely. So we've got Better Lovers in a couple of weeks.
Oof.
In Birmingham with
Greyhaven,
Frontiera. There's someone else. I can't remember who.
At the Institute, which is a great little venue as well.
It is. It's accommodating for sure. And then we've got Poison the Well later on in the year.
Yeah, we have.
Which is going to be amazing. But there's going to be other gigs popping up here and there. So
as we record episodes, we will be telling you all about what we've seen, little reviews.
Even though you hadn't asked for a single thing from us, we are going to tell you.
We're going to give you loads. We're going to give you all sorts.
Absolutely.
We're going to be that weird guy outside of the school handing out sweets on a Thursday evening. Hello, little boy. Would you like a sweet?
On that note, should we move on to albums we're looking forward to this year? So 4 topics, and we're going to go through from now. I can't really think of any apart from Malevolence and of course Architects.
Right. So
I have no idea.
We're going to be starting the year off really big. It's not necessarily part of the metal genre. It's more a little bit left field. It's something which I introduced you to last year. FKA Twigs comes out on the 24th of January. Eusexua. She's released about 4 tracks for it so far, and it's sounding pretty phenomenal.
I can't remember who it is. You'll have to show me again.
Very visual artist.
You've showed me a lot lately.
I have showed you a lot of music,
and my brain can't keep up. But that'll be cool.
Then Architects on the 28th of February.
Is there a new Chapel Rowan?
Chapel Rowan's coming out as well. There's also Taylor Swift releasing another one of her versions of her old albums.
With Reputation.
Yes.
Which she's teasing at the moment. I know all about it because obviously my lady is a Swiftie.
Mac Miller comes out with Balloonerism early on this year.
Oh,
goodness me. Are you all right?
I'm all right, thank you.
You should probably lay off all that cocaine.
Oh, no, it's Ajax.
Oh, it's Ajax.
I actually prefer the Ajax.
I've just been sitting there snorting kitchen cleaner.
Yeah, and a bit of Feyenoord.
Love it. We've got Landmarks releasing a new album.
Yeah.
Lana Del Rey is releasing a new album after she's just revealed herself to be a trad wife and also a mad Republican.
Oh, okay.
So that'll be fun.
That's cool. Waterboys.
Waterboys are releasing a new album. April 4th.
As in...
The Waterboys.
As in, I Saw the Hole of the Moon.
Yes.
That is a banging tune, but I haven't really followed them up with the other songs, but I'll have to give them a listen. But there's the talk of Slipknot and 9 Inch Nails, possibly Deftones, but I can't see Deftones doing anything because they keep fucking touring, which is really annoying.
They keep hinting though, don't they?
Yeah, just go home, stay home, get that album finished, and come back because I'm still not over the last album. I really wasn't keen on it at all. But yes,
let's tackle some of the biggies. Okay, so obviously FKA Twigs is a big album this year. She's one of those legacy artists which when she releases anything it causes quite a big stir. Her album on the 24th of January is going to be a bit of a banger. It's a good way to start the year. Something a little bit left field, something very kooky, original, unique, and it's going to kind of set a nice tone because she's very much one of those award artists.
Yeah.
So if she's releasing something this early in the year, you know it's going to be a banger.
What do you think then? What her family thinks when she releases stuff at home, like smells.
Fluids.
Do you think she's well received?
I don't know. I can't imagine. I can't imagine that kind of thing would be well received anywhere.
Yeah.
If you're just releasing smells and fluids on the sofa.
I'm just thinking, if the music career doesn't take off, people will happily buy contained, smells in jars and things. She's got. You could
always.
Is she hot?
She's pretty hot. Yeah. She's kind of. She looks a little alien-y. She doesn't look like she's of this world. She's very unique. She's the one with the really big forehead with the shaved bit. Yeah, the 3 tits. Yeah, works in the mines of Mars. Yeah, yeah. She's in the no oxygen zone of Mars.
Sign me up.
Yeah, excellent.
Cool.
Another one,
I'll do
Architects.
A 3-month one. Hey?
Architects, 28th of February. We saw Architects last year, and I've got to say it's one of the best shows I've ever seen a band put on.
So professional, and even the band before, Malevolence, they've got a new album too, and I was so blown away by them. They actually appeared in my top 5 on Spotify of most listened songs.
And you hadn't heard of them really before?
I'd heard of, but never really I never tried to listen to them. And even knowing they were playing at Bloodstock, I didn't really give them a chance. But I just loved everything about the show, that the singers personality and everything. Everything. The guitars was fucking amazing. Both of them, really good band. But yeah, I don't know. It'll be good. So far, they've released a single which
Trenches.
Sounds great.
Yeah, Trenches came out late last year, and it's mid last year, and it's a fucking hell of a song.
Yeah,
really heavy. It really lays down the gauntlet of what the album's going to be.
Yeah, and same for Architects with their single. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, they've released 4 singles now, I think, from the album.
Oh, really?
4 singles are coming out. 3 or 4 of them have come out. Yeah, it's gonna. So they're
I thought the last one was the only one.
No.
Okay.
No, they've got a selection of tracks coming out.
I mean, call me old fashioned, but it's nice that bands drop songs, but when they drop too many from an album before the album comes out, it kind of pisses me off a bit. I want the album.
Well, the album's called The Sky, the Earth, and All Between. Yeah. And they've released 3 singles so far: Whiplash, Curse, and Seeing Red.
Yeah, that's too much. Stop now.
Well, the Whiplash came out 2 months ago.
No more.
Caused a bit of a scene when it came out because it's a very different mix. It's a Jordan Fish production.
Yeah.
So he's produced the whole album. Yeah. And he's also now kind of featuring in the band as well, having left Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah.
Under a Cloud. Him and that one with the front, the Ollies, they're not really talking to each other no more.
No, they will one day.
They will one day. When they make friends and shake hands and they have a nice cup of tea and they sit down and talk about their differences, they might make friends then, but not right now, they're not friends.
I think they're taking a break anyway, Bring Me the Horizon, so you never know.
What, another one?
Yeah, apparently this is we really need a break. So.
I was listening to the Macho Grande podcast, co-hosted by my friend Matt, and they were talking their year review and their top albums of 2024.
Yeah.
And the Bring Me the Horizon album featured really heavily, really high on Matt's end of year top 10.
Yeah.
And there is some really good points in that when they were talking about the fact that I think 3 of the songs came out 4 years ago on that album. Okay. So that album took a long time to come.
Yeah.
If they're taking another break now, then fair play. If it's a recharge and a energize each other.
They need it. They seem to burn out really quickly after releasing their last album. They haven't really done much with it.
I mean, that was also around the time that Ollie and Jordan were
and they toured
ways.
As well. They had toured and done festival circuit and whatnot without obviously Jordan Fish, but I just think they're knackered.
Yeah, well, I mean, doing a bad omens, just taking a mental health break is not to be knocked at all.
No, absolutely. I'd love to see both I mean, they both played together last year, so gutted I missed it, but is what it is. I know this month actually was Bullet for Valentine and Trivium with Orbit Culture.
Oh, that would have been a metal
Yeah,
show.
I think it's later this month, but tickets are like still about £100.
Which is something we'll talk about in a
We'll do
future
it in another
episode.
one.
Because there's certain things we want to kind of address as we're going along. It's not all going to be silliness, you know. It's going to be some
Yeah.
serious
Oh,
things
yeah.
too. But yeah, it's
But purely our opinions, you know. Obviously, you can't leave a comment or anything because this is on Spotify and all the other platforms. But you know, just our opinions. Don't hate us if you don't agree.
or haters, and you know, write to your MP about it.
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll really help.
absolutely.
If you're living in Clacton on Sea, then you know your MP is definitely going to be able to help you because he's very, very helpful.
He is, and but also, you know, if you try and say anything, they'll probably tax you for it.
They will
Per
probably
word.
tax you for it.
Per word, per
What-
letter.
I'm really excited for Slipknot's new album this year.
Yeah.
The first one with Eloy Casagrande.
Absolutely.
Just everything I've heard so far about what's going to be happening sounds like it's going to be a like harking back to the first album.
Well, yeah. I mean, they've just literally finished that tour last month.
The
Over
25th
Euro tour.
anniversary one, yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Which again was mega bucks to go and see, and it was like, oh. But to be fair, I mean, I've seen Slipknot with Joey and Paul Gray, and you know, I can't. Is it Paul Gray that died?
yeah.
Or Chris?
No, Chris Fane
Paul Gray.
left to go and join Will Haven. Paul
Oh,
Gray
wow.
died, and then they did the Gray Chapter 5.
Who
Gray.
died?
Paul Gray.
Yeah. The
Then
bassist.
they released the album, wasn't it? Their fifth album was the Gray Chapter.
Yeah, the one with sulfur on it.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I you know what? To be fair, after that third album, I kind of lost interest a little bit.
They did.
It's just I got a bit bored of it.
They've released solid releases every single time, but I know what you mean. It's a bit like when all the music that was coming out, all the metal music and everything, all sounded kind of similar and a bit samey,
Yeah,
and everyone kind of drifted off to go and find like all the subgenres, and that's when deathcore and everything kind of started sprouting up
Yeah.
through the underground.
yeah. I mean, it's taken me a while to go back to Slipknot out, like when they've done a new album. I'll check them out to begin with, and I'll be like, yeah, that's right. And then I'll go back again and think, I'll give it more of a go. I keep discovering new Slipknot songs I've not heard before from the last 3-4 albums. Pretty good, but I don't know.
I've been like that with Korn. After Issues, I kind
Same.
of gave up on Korn.
Yeah,
Not for any other reason than the fact that I just thought everything after Issues kind of started sounding a little bit samey.
yeah, and they really tried hard to recreate the original sound, go back to their roots. And like, you know, they got Ross Robinson back for an album, and they really made it raw. Sorry, I'm really blocked up, and it just sounded horrible. It was a mess. They've done some all right. So when Head rejoined, that Return album was brilliant, and then since then it's just gone off again. They did that one with Skrillex. That was kind of cool.
That was pretty cool, yeah.
It was a nice change from what they were doing because they're not the same without David Silvera.
It's they've known it's one of those things, isn't it? Like it's like when Limp Bizkit lost Wes Borland, it lost
Yeah.
something very
It lost
essential.
its identity.
something essential for them.
Yeah, definitely.
I felt very similar about Linkin Park after I can't remember what the third album's called. The one after Meteora.
I can't remember.
Which was all of the kind of Transformer songs and everything.
Yeah.
Like after that album,
I'd lost interest after the first album. I love the first one, and then it was like, it sounds the same again.
Hybrid Theory is one of those albums that when it dropped, it was unlike anything else that had been released.
Yeah,
And even in a like crowded scene like the new metal scene at that time, it had something which elevated it above like new metal.
yeah,
And every single song on it was like a banger. All the singles were like stellar.
yeah.
And then Meteora came out and it just kind of elevated it even more. And then they just kind of did a U2. And they just kind of sold their souls for like the mainstream.
It got really samey afterwards.
Incubus did the same thing.
Oh yeah, fuck Incubus. I don't like them anymore. They've stopped touring with science songs. They don't do anything from science anymore. No, go away. They tried to come back as well. I just can't get into them. But going back to who we just talked about,
Linkin Park.
Linkin Park. Yeah, I don't know. For me, yeah, songs were amazing. Really good talent. I always just felt it was a little too polished, like when it came out, and when I saw them support Deftones in London, it was CD perfect, like track by track. It was all obviously programmed and note perfect. Apart from the girl stood in front of me, out of tune singing, really annoying. Really
Wasn't
didn't.
she wearing a Lost Prophets?
Oh no, that was I can't remember. No, I don't know. This was I went. That was Docklands Arena. They're good. They're really good, but it was just like a little too good. Taproot, that was shit. They were the first. They opened and they sounded awful, terrible.
Taproot have always been one of those bands that when you
Good
first
on
discover
CD.
them for about a week, you'll be obsessed with them,
Yeah,
and then you'll hate
You
them
just
for the
get
rest of
bored
your
of it.
life.
Yeah, I go back and there's some alright songs, but it just sounds weak now. So
Minutes to Midnight. That's the third album. So
Minutes to Midnight. Yeah, no,
which is it's the one which has got all of the what I've done. Yeah,
it's boring. It's like the Killers. I love the first album, and then afterwards they tried to do something a bit different, a bit more commercial.
Bleed It Out.
And then he turned into U2. Bleed It Out, yeah. I bleed it out. It's just like, yeah, right, okay.
See, this is the thing, right? I expected Linkin Park to come back with a new vocalist and to be like Linkin Park version 2.0,
Which they have done.
But I mean, like, you have to harken back to the past, and obviously you have to doff your cap to Chester
Yeah,
and like the Meteora, Hybrid Theory, Minutes to Midnight albums and everything.
yeah.
But you can also kind of then start looking towards the future and actually start tweaking your sound to make it sound a bit more current. And I think it sounds like stuff that hit the cutting room floor
Yeah.
from back in the day, but now taken out and put a female vocalist.
Yeah.
To me, that album From Zero sounds like all the songs that Chester didn't want to sing on, and they
Yeah.
brought them back because they can bring them back now. And that sounds horrible, but I just could not get with it. The singles were great and everything. It was nice to hear them back, and there was a moment of nostalgia, but then I just got bored of them so very quickly.
I really do feel like Mike Shinoda's just like a little bit desperate to try and
Cash grab?
yeah.
Cash grab.
He's trying to keep the dream alive because obviously he didn't plan to not be active anymore, and you know, quite rightly so. It's his career too, so why should he stop because someone else didn't want to continue? I know, like Chester Bennington's son kicked off about it, but just let him be, man.
I think
You know.
I think you've got to kind of appreciate the fact that maybe maybe there is, you know, genuine really reasons for why they've like come back and everything. I can't. I don't know. It's not Linkin Park.
Come
It's Mike
back, see-
Shinoda and
yeah.
backing band.
Yeah. I really do feel like he's pulling the strings, and I don't know. You know, like Queen going on tour with Adam Lambert to keep Queen going, you know, and it's not meant to replace Freddie Mercury. It's more of a tribute, but not. I don't know what it is supposed to be.
We're also apparently going to be getting a new Deftones album this year. They've been
Hopefully.
speaking about it. All of them have been speaking about it in different ways. Like Steph Carpenter and Chino's been talking about it.
Well,
Steph said it's going to be a continuation of Ohms and Koi.
Koi, go back to that sound, copy the soundboard, like your desk, like knobs, and just fucking record the album just like that again. Don't fuck around with like your vocals on your like your 8,000 different filters on your voice. and like then start pissing around with like, oh, do you want a hook? No, you can't have it. No, there's no hook.
If they can do a cross
Put some
between
fucking hooks back in.
Deftones, and Koi, then
Koi-
I would be.
Koi is my favourite album since Around the Fair. It's fucking brilliant.
The production on Deftones, the Hexagram, Minerva,
Yeah.
Death Blow, like honest, that album is fudging cracking.
It is.
But I know what you mean, like something between Around the Fur and White Pony, like something
There's
that
such
kind
like
of
resurgence of that Deftone sound now. With all these new bands.
everyone's ripping them off.
They need to come back with a fucking banging album that does exactly what everyone else is trying to do now. Spot on, perfect, and then just reclaim their.
Well, I mean, here's a question for you. The new metal scene back in the day, obviously, Linkin Park and Deftones, Korn, all of those were considered at the time new metal.
That's how they started off.
Would you consider Deftones to be a new metal band?
No, no, not really. Yes and no. Because early first couple of albums, yes. After that, they were like, it was like Incubus. We don't want to do this like heavier stuff. Well, we do, but we want to change up a bit and slow it down and use 0-1 riffs and get a DJ and stuff like that.
I always thought Incubus kind of lent more towards the kind of Red Hot Chili Peppers kind of world, where it was kind of like funk rock.
Yeah, I mean, well, they had a DJ.
Really ever consider them to be metal? I mean, like metal.
No, never.
They were like even the new metal thing with them kind of
Funk
stretched
metal.
a bit too far.
It was just heavy funk rock
Yeah.
to begin with, and then they became, I don't know, it's a bit generic.
All right, well, we can lean this into the second thing I want to talk about.
Maybe we'll do a band focus and just discuss one band.
Oh, retrospective of bands.
Yeah.
Go through their entire back catalogue, pick
Absolutely.
out the besties, and we can make our own version of their like best of, considering all
Why
of their
not?
albums.
Yeah.
We can
With
definitely
album
do
tracks.
that.
In fact, we should make an album playlist of just album tracks, non-single.
What
releases.
we can do is we can lay a challenge.
Underrated songs.
We can lay a challenge to each other, and I make my playlist of what I think their best of is. You make the same thing, and then we compare notes after.
Okay, we can do that.
Because I think yours is going to be very different from what my best is.
Yeah, it's going to be a weird one.
Right, we can do this for let's choose 3 bands right now, and we're going to do this for the next episode.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to do Deftones. 3 bands to do their best of, and we make the playlist. So,
Nirvana.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, non-singles.
All right, so Nirvana, Deftones.
Yeah.
And let's do something like classic like a proper like metal band, so like Metallica.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do Metallica.
Metallica.
I think Metallica's a good one. I already know what's top of my list for that.
All right, so how many tracks are we going to say?
Let's do
10. Classic best of. 10 or 12.
Yeah, okay. All right, do 10.
10 tracks.
10's good. 10 tracks that you should listen to that aren't singles.
So, I mean, Nirvana's going to be the one which is going to be challenging because they've only released, what, like 3...
Oh, I could smash that.
I know, but they've only released 3 albums, so we've got a very small pool of songs to actually work from.
Well, then because you've got Bleach, never mind in Utro, then you got Incesticide,
so yes.
Unplugged.
All right, so
and then you could even go B-sides. You can even include them.
Right, okay.
No, actually, no, just album tracks.
That's fine. We've got 5 tracks with 5 albums basically we can work from.
Including Incesticide.
Yeah.
Yeah, wicked.
Yeah,
Thanks.
absolutely everything released, of course.
Okay.
Deftones, you've got what? 8? 9? 9 albums? 9 or 10 albums to work with it. I mean, that's a good pool of songs.
Google it. 9. That's it.
9 albums. Okay, and then Metallica have got what? 11.
Yeah, too many.
11, I think 11 studio albums.
Yeah, okay.
With 72 seasons. So, best of 10 tracks from each of them for the next episode.
Excellent.
Okay?
I like it. It's good.
This can bleed into the second part I want to talk about.
Yeah, okay.
It's a challenge.
So this is we're still podcasting, by the way. We're not actually we're not having a meeting. It's turning into a meeting now.
And then what we'll do is we'll do the agenda, okay?
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh, hang on. We need a tea break.
And then we'll sit down and we'll talk about the year's financials. Any other business, chaps? Any other business, chaps? Right.
So
Kenny,
next. Oh yes, please explain.
if you can, right, you take a band, any band, for instance.
So let me just. So if I say you put Metallica, Pantera. So what? Metallica would do Pantera's album back catalogue.
Imagine that the first band didn't exist, but their
Oh.
back catalogue belonged to the second band.
Right.
So if you take, say, for instance, Slayer in column 1
Yeah.
and Metallica in column 2,
Yeah.
you are erasing Slayer from history and existence.
And Metallica
But
have
all
got
of their
another 12
songs
albums.
suddenly pass over to Metallica and they
Okay.
own all of those tracks. So
Wow.
if you could do this...
That's like the Beatles when Michael Jackson got hold of them.
Yes, yeah, kind
But
of.
not owned.
Yeah,
But
you know,
if the music existed, but by that artist.
when Michael Jackson went back in time in the DeLorean and wiped out the Beatles from existence.
Yeah.
The only reason we know about this is because we were in the back of the DeLorean.
Yeah. And he secretly wrote Yesterday's movie.
Mm-hmm. There we go. So that's essentially what we're doing. Yesterday,
yeah.
the movie,
Okay.
but in music. So
All right, wicked.
in real life. So
Okay.
you can take any two bands and you want to erase the first one and hand their back catalogue to the second one. I've got a really good. I've got a really good one.
Okay, just if U2 songs didn't exist. Oh no, sorry, U2 didn't exist. But Gary Glitter sang U2 songs. That would wipe their back catalogue out completely. How fucking amazing would that be?
So you're
No
going-
one would want it. It's fucking that's just wiped out U2. That's how to kill
That's
them.
not really the keeping with the spirit of the game, but I really like the strategic way you're playing this.
Yeah.
So what you're
No,
going
alright,
for?
that is
you're
strategic.
going for annihilation of an entire back catalogue.
Yeah, I was thinking about who I can't stand. Coldplay didn't exist.
Well, for instance, U2 and Coldplay,
Yeah.
there's two bands that work perfectly in column A and column B. So you can either take out all of the Coldplay songs and give them to U2, or you can switch it and give U2 songs to Coldplay.
Oh,
I think it's
God.
very interchangeable.
The world would actually combust.
I think it's really interchangeable. Like,
Yeah.
sincerely, I think the two of them could cross over and they could both do each other's back catalogue fantastically.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm joking about U2. They are a very, very good band, but obviously they did sell out quite horrifically. And like a lot of their later output is very, very watered down, like pish.
Plus Bono's a knobhead.
Oh, I mean, obviously,
I can't stand him.
obviously he's in bed.
So yeah. Anyway, okay, that was just my silly input. Okay,
I like it though. I like your idea.
Yeah,
of
no, it's
annihilating-
tactical, isn't it?
I didn't even
Right,
go there.
Who can I fucking
Yeah,
wipe
who
out?
can I fuck?
Yeah, I know that. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's say. No, you know what? You go. I've got to find someone who can do it.
Okay, right. I'm really proud of mine. Oasis in column A,
Yeah.
Radiohead in column B.
So Radiohead did Oasis songs.
All of the Oasis back catalogue is suddenly going over to Radiohead. So what you've got there is you've got a band who are very kind of stylized,
Yeah.
very kind of their time,
Yeah.
but lyrically really impressive. Got a great hook
Yeah.
and an ear for a decent like chorus, and you're handing that over to a band that can basically do anything.
But doesn't it slow? Yeah. Okay. It slows Radiohead down a little bit. So like, oh, you're just doing this one genre now. Hang on a minute. Where's all the other ones you're gonna do?
Oh, but if Radiohead did, definitely maybe
I'd give it to Blur.
style of yeah, because that's the obvious one, isn't it? You're just switching the two enemies around. I think taking a band like
Cool.
Radiohead, who are so inventive and so
Yeah.
like eclectic, and handing them the back catalogue of something like Oasis, which are quite 4/4, foot on the floor, very kind of
Power
like
of the lazy eye.
yeah, it's like it's lazy but good rock music.
No, I meant his lazy eye.
Oh,
It's the
yeah,
power
yeah.
of. It's like the pick of destiny.
Just give me.
He's got a Terminator eye. He's got a target.
So
right
you're
on his
telling me
guitars.
that if he went into, he goes into LASIK or laser eye treatment,
Yeah.
and they fix his eye, and then all of a sudden he's completely awful, and that's where the source of all his power was.
Yeah. Well, he wouldn't have to pay for it. The record company would. He gets like free
Yeah,
eye.
But I mean, like even besides the point, he fixes his eye, he loses all his talent.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be horrifying.
Should have signed up for Booper.
That's mine. Radiohead, switching
Okay.
with Oasis, I think would be a great switch.
Well, seeing as I can see Freddie Mercury, and we didn't get enough Freddie Mercury, really, a couple of decades just in,
As a
just
solo
under.
artist,
No, as well, Queen,
inclusive of Queen. Okay,
So Queen existed. They're in column B.
there's some really good like options you could give to Queen. Like,
Yeah, it's got to be of that era though.
I mean, if you were to,
Of now, do you reckon?
if you were to switch it round and put Queen into column A,
I've got it.
who?
Muse.
Ooh,
Muse.
with Queen's back catalogue.
No, Queen with Muse's back catalogue.
Oh my God!
Could you imagine Knights of Sidonia?
Oh,
Brian May would
yeah.
literally shred the shit out of it.
Yeah, I can't. Do you know what? I can hear his vocal as well.
Yeah.
Because Matt Bellamy's got that kind of Jeff Buckley kind of vocal.
Yeah.
That kind of high register. But
a lot of the music is very Queen.
It
So I'd
is.
love to hear Freddie singing.
Freddie doing Stockholm
Muse.
Syndrome by Queen.
Oh,
That would be really good.
that would actually be awesome. I like this. This is a good subject. Who else you got?
Oh, I'm thinking more and more about the Queen doing Muse tracks.
Yeah, like my plug-in baby.
And was it Muscle Museum
Yeah.
by Queen?
I'd say, yeah. I mean, not so much I haven't really listened to Muse of late. I kind of stopped at.
That's a really good one. I like that.
So, like, with say, Biffy Clyro didn't exist,
Mhm.
but Foo Fighters did pick them up.
What? It's a bit. Foo Fighters have got the Biffy Clyro back catalogue.
Yeah,
See again, I can hear
I
it.
think that'd be kind of cool.
I can hear it.
It's very similar, but I am now comparing bands that are similar. But I think with Queen and Muse, two different eras completely, but with the operatics and Matt Bellamy's got an awesome voice. Freddie could polish that off.
Mm.
Oh man, I have to run an AI thing of Freddie Mercury singing Muse,
Yeah.
Muse style.
That would be a really good. Actually, you could put that through AI, and I reckon there'd be something fantastic coming on the other
Yeah.
side.
So yeah, that's just one. I know we're looking at bands and stuff. What about like artists, like solo artists? So pick a male and a female one. So could be anyone.
Well, I mean, let's say Lady Gaga. Lady
Okay.
Gaga's got a solid back catalogue,
Yeah,
cracking tracks,
Yeah.
amazing singles.
yeah.
The whole
You're
like,
gonna excite me now. Go on.
who could we give Lady Gaga set to? Male.
Oh no. Oh no. I meant like a female. Female. You can do male.
Lady Gaga giving her tracks to a
It'd have
male
to be
artist.
It'd have to be someone gay.
Would you? Like say what? Like the Scissor Sisters doing Lady Gaga tracks.
Not a bad shout.
Flamboyance.
Yeah. You could have. I keep thinking Mika. He had like one song.
Mika is basically the
Yeah.
like is a very kind of not obvious, but
He's
like,
of that era, like
Yeah.
the Sis Sisters.
But if
as
you
well.
were to do it something like this, if you gave Lady Gaga's back catalogue to somebody like Kanye West,
Ooh.
Now,
Okay.
imagine Kanye working with something like Poker Face.
I think actually that could work.
I reckon it could work.
Obviously, he'd put his spin and eight N words per sentence.
No, it's
In
track. It's the track. It's you're taking the track and giving it to that artist, but you've got to then try and imagine their spin on it. Kanye West,
I can't imagine him singing. He can't sing, can he?
yeah, he can. Yeah, he's got
Can he?
he's got a decent enough passable voice.
Yeah. Yeah, Kanye.
Or like for instance, what if we
Wants to
take the
Bad
Rolling
Romance.
Stones back catalogue and we give it to Rage Against the Machine? Sympathy for the Devil by Rage Against the Machine.
I can't stand Rolling Stone. I've tried so hard. I
It's,
can't get
it's
into
fair
it.
enough. It's fair
I
enough.
can't get into it.
They're a divisive band.
Ghostbusters. Guns N' Roses did a cover. I don't know where Ghostbusters came from. Did a cover of Sympathy for the Devil as a single. It's the last ever thing they released as a band before they all fucked off in the 90s. I
I'd
can't remember what it was for.
I'd say Rolling Stones, erasing them from history and giving their back catalogue to Guns N' Roses. I reckon we get 20 years of decent Guns N' Roses music.
Yeah, Yeah. Actually, it's a really good shout. But original Guns N' Roses, none of this
No,
cup,
original
Buckethead
lineup.
shit.
Original lineup. They get to do the Rolling Stones albums in
Yeah.
order of release after doing Use Your Illusion and Use Your Illusion 2. Okay. And then all of a sudden they go in the studio and then they come out with the Rolling Stones back catalogue.
Yeah.
I don't think it changes them as a band apart from makes them bigger and more dominant in the music scene. I think Axl Rose after that has a completely different like trajectory.
Yeah.
I think he gains more credibility. I think he becomes one of the most like worshipped front
Unless
men.
he's still going now and he can't sing anymore, because that if you haven't heard him, fucking hell. But yeah, the Guns N' Roses have like so much potential, just a waste, absolute waste.
But
just
like,
get over it, man. Just fucking play together.
Sticky Fingers and Beggar's Banquet by Rolling Stones.
Yeah,
they are basically like perfectly encapsulated albums that you could give to the Guns N' Roses.
Yeah,
and I think they would make them into something completely different.
I wish I could get into them. I really, really wish I could. Maybe Guns N' Roses could make me get into them if they did it. I don't know. I just think Guns N' Roses is a bit like, well, they can heavy up again. They're quite heavy for like some of their stuff.
They've got that kind of classic kind of old school rock values, you know, with the kind of vocals and the guitar work and the rhythm section. I just think they could do something which sounds very much of like the 70s kind of old school. Metallica have got obviously one of the strongest back catalogues in history. Who could we give Metallica's back catalogue to?
No one else really sounds like Metallica that much. I
mean,
Megadeth would be, you know, if Dave Mustaine was like, I'll have my couple of songs back and the rest. But that's just an obvious one. We want it to be actually makes sense. So yeah, Trivium, maybe Corrosion of Conformity.
But I mean, they're all very kind of like for like, aren't they? Like I would want to give Metallica's albums to Nirvana.
Yeah, but no, I don't want Kurt Cobain playing metal. He was never really into metal so much. He likes some bands.
I've got it.
Go on.
Dire Straits
doing Metallica.
Dire Straits doing Metallica.
I'm trying to play Master of Puppets in my head
with Mark Knopfler.
Right,
here we go. We're going to daisy chain it. We're going to go back a little bit. We're going to daisy chain it.
Yeah.
We're going to say, right, here's the thing. Iron Maiden, okay?
Yeah.
Iron Maiden have been wiped out of existence. We're giving Iron Maiden's back catalogue to Metallica. Okay. Metallica are now almighty.
Yeah.
Maiden Metallica.
Yeah.
Okay, they've got all of those Eddie albums. They've got all of the cracking like early 80s kind of power metal, new wave of British heavy metal singles and everything. Then we're wiping out Metallica. So now we've got both of those sets of albums and we're handing them over
to one band.
So we've got all of Iron Maiden, all of Metallica, and we're going to give them to just a random band. So
Weird Al Yankovic. Okay.
There's got to be like someone from like the 80s or like
let's start a band and then we'll take those back. we'll claim
like,
it.
For instance, like Peter Gabriel doing like the Iron Maiden and Metallica back catalogue.
Yeah.
That'll be amazing. Absolutely amazing. Giving it to someone like Bowie doing.
I was just thinking Bowie. Oh my god. I was trying to think of someone else for him though.
If Genesis was to pick up the Iron Maiden back catalogue.
Yeah.
You got Phil Collins. Just absolutely thrapping the shit out of his drum kit.
I've got all these other combinations running around in my head now. Like, if The Cure did the Smiths. But Robert Smith can't stand them.
But I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? They're side by side. They actually make a lot of sense. So you could definitely give the Smiths back catalogue to The Cure, or switch it around the other way around and give The Cure's back catalogue to the Smiths. I can hear both of those bands doing each other's music.
Yeah. Spandau Ballet doing Duran Duran. That would be,
Again, that's
that would
another
be
sick one. That's
magical for me.
absolutely amazing.
The Cure doing Block Party.
Pink
Party doing The Cure.
Pink Floyd being wiped out of existence, and you give all of the Pink Floyd albums to Tool. That would be sick, mate.
Yeah, or Porcupine Tree.
This is something we can come back to. I think we throw this out as well onto the TikTok, and we see what people say. This is definitely a question we can give to people on the TikTok.
Totally.
And we can see what some of the suggestions are, and we can come back to them in a future episode.
Absolutely. That's a good one. We should, we'll definitely bring this one back.
Okay, right. So, along with a lot of really great albums that are coming out this year, we've also got some fantastic films. We can't be fucked to talk about all of them.
Yeah.
So we're just going to touch upon it. We're going to move on really quickly, and we'll do a film one down the line.
Yeah, definitely. I can't really think of any. Minecraft I'm looking forward to.
There's The Wolfman from the makers of Invisible Man. So it's the guys who did Saw.
Okay. Yeah.
So they're doing a Wolfman film, which has got Chris Abbott in it. I'm really looking forward to it because Chris Abbott's a really, really great actor.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's going to be actually a really interesting film.
Yeah. I can't think of much else.
Mickey 17 coming out, which has got Robert Pattinson in it.
Right.
And he plays like 17 different versions of himself. He keeps dying, and then they keep cloning him. And it's like Mickey 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And every time he dies, he comes back, but with the same memories of all the previous lives he's had.
Oh, okay.
And it gets up to like the 17th clone.
Groundhog Day.
Kind of Groundhog Day, kind of multiplicity.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good, interesting.
There's
There's a horror Bambi coming out. A horror version of Bambi.
That didn't surprise me because it's probably UK based as well, isn't it? Like English company doing it.
Because of the rights.
Winnie the Pooh. I think there's Pinocchio.
There's Popeye the Sailor Man also coming out this year. Popeye the Slayer Man.
And
Steamboat Willie.
Steamboat Willie. There's going to be such an influx of them, especially with video games too. But movie wise, Five Nights at Freddy's. The only thing I'm really looking forward to the most, Stranger Things season 5.
That's gonna be pretty cool. The thing I'm most looking forward to this year, there's obviously the Marvel films, which Captain America, and later on in the year we've got Fantastic Four, which I cannot wait for.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
And they've kept it really quiet.
Yeah,
and it's been very like piecemeal. There's no like actual footage and stuff yet. It's all like behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm quite excited by the fact that they've not really revealed a lot, but there's not been any like reshoots or issues on set. Everything seems to be going flying.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
My highlight.
I think there's going to be a new movie coming out, not by AI, but that's going to blow everyone away. Like, we won't even know about it yet. It's like, it'll be Cannes Festival, and it's fucking amazing, but not arty.
I'd like a secret sleeper film.
Yeah, something that's just going to turn up and go, bang, there you go.
Well,
we haven't had that for a while.
We've got Frankenstein coming out towards the end of the year, which is Guillermo del Toro.
Another like remake of
I know.
something, a reboot or something. That's not what we ever do.
It's the new master of horror like monsters, Guillermo del Toro. It's got Oscar Isaac playing Dr. Frankenstein, Jacob Elordi from Euphoria, and Saltburn playing the monster.
I don't have a clue who these people are. Yeah,
Jacob
I haven't
Elordi.
seen Saltburn.
Okay, well, let me give you a crash course in Jacob Elordi, okay? He's
quick.
really fit, and all the women get wet for him.
But he's gay in Saltburn. And he gets bummed.
Yeah, I don't know. I've not watched Saltburn yet.
I haven't seen it.
He's the one which has the bath and has a little tug in the bath. And then, Barry Keoghan jumps into the bath and like drinks the bath water.
Okay, there's absolutely no reason for me to watch that.
Okay,
I'm good. You've explained it. I've got the picture in my head.
If Barry Keoghan is jumping into your bathwater to drink your salty, spermy bath water,
window. What the fuck are you doing in my house?
But if he's doing that, then you must be something special, and that was Jacob Elordi.
Okay.
All the ladies love him, even though he's a bit of an abusive piece of shit from Euphoria.
Next, if Netflix pays enough, then you can do what you want.
That's how it works.
That's how it goes.
So that's the movie section done.
Yeah, cool, done.
Bye.
And then lastly, we've got Bloodstock Festival. So possible bands that could be picked And just quickly, yeah, I don't really know, to be honest.
I've got just right. Let's just touch upon how good last year's Bloodstock was.
Yes.
One of the best, the best festival experience I've ever had in my life. What was it? 4 days we were there.
Did we leave on the Sunday night? So we did 3 nights.
3 nights.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Went home Sunday.
Yeah. So
4 days, 3 nights.
4 days, 3 nights. Sounds like a Harrison Ford film.
And a Craig David song.
Just the best
Yeah.
music festival experience I've ever had. From beginning to end.
Yeah.
Morning, noon, and night. There wasn't a bad day. There wasn't a bad evening. There wasn't a bad band on the lineup. It was incredible from start to finish. The sheer volume of like acts, the atmosphere, the people, the organization, the quality of the music, everything was absolutely spot on. Splodge on.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I can't wait for this year. And the lineup this year is unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's going to be awesome. But we'll be more prepared as well. So it'll be good. Loads of bands. I mean, Machine Head.
The headliners alone
Yeah.
are like the ticket price for those 3 bands is what you would pay to go and see them play together on a main stage in like an arena tour.
Yeah.
For the weekend ticket that you're paying for Bloodstock,
Yeah.
you would
So
pay
much
that
value.
for an arena tour for the 3 headliners alone.
Yeah.
So we've got on the Friday evening, is it who is it on the Friday?
Headlining.
Yeah.
Trivium
on the Friday. Then
Saturday is Machine Head, and then
ending the
Gojira
festival on Gojira.
Sunday, yeah.
Trivium,
And then you go
Machine
home.
Head, Gojira. I mean, really?
Yeah.
Can you even imagine the mess my trousers are going to be in?
The second stages have got crazy bands as well. I'm actually intrigued by Static X, but I think they're going to clash.
Static X is going to be an interesting one. Stage show is going to be absolutely mental.
Yeah.
There's bands like Mastodon playing. We've got Nail Bomb playing their like 4th ever gig.
Yeah. Okay.
Trivium is being supported by Emperor, Lacuna Coil, Orange Goblin. Oh!
Paleface. Flotsam and Jetsam. And you know what? I always see that name and think that's like a ZX Spectrum game. Surely.
Flotsam and Jetsam.
It sounds like a video game from the 80s.
Jason Newsted used to be in Flotsam and Jetsam, and that's the band that Metallica got him from.
I see.
Yeah, absolutely incredible.
There's a gap. There's gaps. There are little gaps. I mean, Fear Factory without Bert and Seabell still sounds pretty good.
But I mean, just look at that Saturday.
Yeah.
Like, starting from the
We
bottom,
are on the main stage all day.
like Cage Fight, into the Spirit, into Warbringer, Harriet, Creeper, Kubla Khan,
Yeah.
Fear Factory, Ministry.
And then Machine Head.
Oh,
It's gonna be.
we are going to get so sunburnt. August Burns Red
Yeah.
on the Sunday. Black Dahlia Murder. Mastodon.
Lord of the Lost. I'm not too familiar with.
Lord of the Lost, I've never heard of, but the response they had when they announced them to the crowd went absolutely berserk for them. So it's definitely going to be one of those bands that I don't want to listen
like
to.
Green
before.
Lung.
Yeah.
It's going to be like them.
Green
and then
Lung.
we're like, what the fuck is...
Or, yeah, because there was
I
a few,
don't get the hype.
there was a few bands when we went last year that we deliberately didn't pay any attention to or listen to before we went.
Yeah.
And they blew our like collective brains out. Like Crypta, when we discovered Crypta by mistake.
Crypta was, that was just in passing. 3 inches of blood.
Yeah.
4-way. Oh yeah, so that's the Thursday night. So, if we get there early enough, maybe go Wednesday.
It's gonna be pretty good in the Thursday evening. I mean, me and that man, they got a really big response when they announced them.
Okay.
Gnome was supposed to be fantastic, and then we got on the Friday Cataclysm, Nail Bomb. Oh
yeah. So what's that Saturday? Yeah, Static X, Breed 77. See, there's still. I feel like there's gaps there.
There are gaps there as well. There's gaps on the Thursday. There's gaps on the Friday and on the Saturday. Throne playing on the Sunday. Unbelievable.
Oh, we've got to check Throne out.
We saw Throne recently with
While She Sleeps.
While She Sleeps in Birmingham, and they were
brilliant.
absolutely crazy good.
Fantastic. 3 Inches of Blood, I absolutely love. I have to see
Obituary?
them. Obituary, the band that my mum, when I was like 10 or 11, she was, because I said, like, who's the heaviest band ever? And she was like, apparently it's Obituary. And she'd heard them, and she said it was really loud. So I checked them out, and it was like, oh yeah, it's pretty good. Already discovered other bands since then, but
It's going to be really great. So here's my question to you. Okay.
yeah,
So you're making Kenfest 2025.
okay,
You got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay.
yeah,
You can choose any 3 headliners
alive,
alive.
Only alive.
Only alive. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good rule. Okay.
Yeah.
Any 3 bands
realistic.
that are alive. So they don't have to be active,
face.
but they have to be alive.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think active and alive.
Right.
Like, what, whoever's available still, you can pick them.
All right. So who are your 3 headliners? Friday night. You want to try
Um,
and ease them in on a Friday night. You want to try and set the mood. You want to blow all their like collective wads in the first night. You want to try and give them a
The Cure.
solid first day, which they're going to go, oh, I can't wait for tomorrow now. But you don't want to like, blow their brains out.
The Cure.
The Cure is the first night.
Yeah.
The first night.
It's a Friday.
Oh,
Friday, I'm in love. It's got to be done.
all right.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's very logical.
Okay.
It's a fucking big band for a first
He's
night.
going to want the weekend off.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
mate.
he's not going to want to work Saturdays or Sundays. Make him work the Friday night. Go home.
Pay them, let them go.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So Saturday, headliner.
Depeche Mode.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Okay. Yeah. I didn't think you could top the Cure, but you've pretty much brought it on par.
Yeah. No, they have to be there.
Okay. So on your Sunday night, you're ending the festival on a high. This is it. This is the coup de grace. You've got the Cure Friday. You've got Depeche Mode on Saturday. You are now going to end the festival. Ken Fest 2025 is going out with a bang. Who is the headliner?
Lil Chris.
You said it live.
No, he's dead, isn't he? Holy shit.
That would be a very awkward gig. It would be a very gloopy.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I fucking loved his first single. It was brilliant. Right, sorry. Going back.
Shout out to little Chris.
Yeah, no. So, Cure, Depeche Mode.
You just got to think
Uh,
linearly. I mean, you've gone passionate this way. You've gone the bands that you really want to listen to. So,
yeah.
it can be any band in the world. So, who is it going to be?
It's got to be someone I haven't seen yet. And there aren't many really left on my list that I'm fussed about. Depeche Mode, Cure. Got to change up a little bit now and maybe go with someone like Bring Me the Horizon.
Bring Me the Horizon on the Sunday.
Yeah, I think so.
Bring Me the Horizon.
No.
Oh,
Nine Inch Nails.
Oh.
Nine Inch Nails.
Oh.
Make it a proper like doom goth 80s.
That's really good. That's a fucking.
I would put Nine Inch Nails on the Friday and the Cure on the Sunday, but Cure works for Friday.
Okay, right. So there's our headliners. We've got the Cure Friday night. We've got Depeche Mode Saturday. We've got 9 Inch Nails on the Sunday evening. Now we've got to try and build down. So main support for the Cure. I'm going to throw it out there.
Yeah.
Main support for the Cure. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds.
Nice. Okay.
I mean, in any other
So,
world,
Nick
they
Cave.
might be the main support for the Cure themselves. Like the Cure might be the main support for Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds.
Right.
But I think on a main stage on a Friday night, if we're going to be setting a tone,
Yeah.
the Cure as the headliners,
Okay.
following Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, I can't really think of anything more like beautiful.
Yeah.
So now we're going to be building down from Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, and we've got like an entire world of music which we can build from because they open
Totally.
up so many doors.
So I was actually thinking someone like Kendrick or Tyler the Creator, just to kind of, you've got different, so you get a different flavour. So you could have like something a bit heavier before him, something acoustic to open it with. I don't really know, to be fair.
I think if we're going to put someone like Kendrick or Tyler the Creator on, we've very much set a theme for the evening, a very lyrical, very
Yeah.
storyteller bands. So I think, let's say Kendrick, because his back catalogue arguably stronger than Tyler the Creator's,
Okay.
and each of them's got like a story to tell.
Yeah.
So I think Kendrick Lamar, then Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, then The Cure.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a threesome.
Yeah.
So we then need to step down from Kendrick to someone maybe a little bit more, a little younger, a little bit
Lola
more.
Young.
Oh, dude, you've just nailed it.
That
Lola
could work.
Young. Lola Young before Kendrick.
Yeah. Because I do think like that Saturday with Depeche Mode, you could add Deftones to that. So you could make it a bit of a heavier day, or to 9 Inch Nails Day. So this could be a bit of a Reading Leeds Festival day.
Oh, but Lola Young is such a good shout.
Yeah.
So-
And then someone even smaller though to open for her.
So
So that's quite
we're
difficult.
looking for someone under Lola Young.
Yeah.
Well, are we talking like international or British?
Anywhere really, or should she open and fit someone in between?
I think as a 4, that's a fantastic main stage. Lola Young,
Yeah.
and then Kendrick Lamar, and then
We'll do 4 because you've got other stages.
yeah,
Plus, money.
and then
That's-
Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds
Yeah.
into The Cure.
Yeah.
That foursome on the main stage on Friday, amazing. You go into the Saturday morning, you're
Yeah.
absolutely buzzing your tits off.
Yeah.
Depeche Mode's playing later on this evening. So I think what we do is we go obvious with this one. Depeche Mode headliners,
Yeah.
Deftones main support.
Okay.
You've
Yeah.
already said that you want them. I think that works as a
and
2 pairing.
I think Chino would love to support Depeche Mode if he hasn't already. I think that would work really well. Deftones before them.
You need someone like kind of bombastic and fun, someone maybe a bit younger, a bit more like hungry for it, but who have got like everything going for them. So why don't we throw there?
Spirit Boxes. No.
Spirit Box would work, but I'm thinking someone like Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah.
Bring Me the Horizon supporting Deftones makes a lot of sense, but they also share a kind of moodiness with Depeche Mode.
Mm.
So it's a bit more bombastic in the center of the Friday or the Saturday evening.
Yeah.
But then you go into the
Open
kind of
with Sleep Token.
oh,
That could work.
Sleep Token.
Just that could be a real like big day. Like that would be like just so much atmosphere.
That's your like
So much atmosphere.
oh, that's like old school download.
Yeah.
That's like an
I
old
think that'd
school
be good.
download
It's
lineup.
fair. Look, you can't headline that day. Sorry, you're doing download. You're not going above any of these other bands.
Sleep Token into Bring Me the Horizon,
Yeah.
into Deftones, into
Yeah.
Depeche Mode.
Yeah,
Sick.
yeah.
So who was your headliner for the Sunday
So you've got
evening?
9 Inch Nails.
9 Inch Nails. Now, 9 Inch Nails, I think we've got a wealth of music we can put here. So I'm going to throw it out as a main support. You can tell me to fuck off,
Yeah.
but why don't we try and build some bridges? Okay?
Okay.
9 Inch Nails, main support, Marilyn Manson.
I think you said Limp Bizkit. Yeah, Marilyn Manson. Yeah, totally. I would love for that, and for Marilyn Manson to do some of this, like his Antichrist Superstar stuff that Trent Reznor sorted out for him. Perfect.
Can I throw a band underneath them? I don't know if you're going to like it.
Go on.
Smashing Pumpkins.
That'd be amazing. I love Smashing Pumpkins.
Smashing Pumpkins with Marilyn Manson and
Yeah.
9 Inch Nails.
Falling in reverse to open. No, joking.
Do you know what?
It could be a day of controversy.
I'm not fucking against it.
Or Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit opening would be a
No.
great contrast.
For 9 Inch Nails. No. Yeah,
Like-
you go in there. Sorry, Fred.
I think this is going to be the most important opening band of the festival. That
Oh well,
is-
this is the
on
opening
the Sunday. On the Sunday, the opening band. So we've got 4 bands. You've got to basically set the pace for Smashing Pumpkins, Marilyn Manson, 9 Inch Nails. It's got to be someone with
Well,
like,
like Weezer.
oh my god, can you imagine?
Well, Weezer and Smashing Pumpkins toured together, and now they're playing with Deftones.
That's a really good evolution of music on that stage that
It's
night.
quite, it starts off upbeat, and then goes Smashing Pumpkins, and then it takes you down like deeper and darker. That could work.
I love it. I think that's it.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
That's the festival.
Fictional and fantasizing, but you never know. It could happen.
Right.
Say.
So
A lot of
the
money.
ticket prices
Ticket
for
prices.
that lineup,
Ooh.
weekend tickets, easily 750
Oh
quid.
my god, yeah.
Easily £750.
Yeah, easily.
If you want to go VIP, it's going to be costing you £1,000.
Yeah. And
Day
a few
tickets,
Day tickets.
£200 a pop,
250.
£250 a pop,
Yeah, I think so.
£250 a pop, and then £750 for the weekend.
Yeah.
Grand if you want to go VIP. I think that's
yeah. And it'll be about $4,000 if you meet Dave outside the front.
the t-shirts are going to cost you about £90 each.
Yeah.
A hoodie is 140.
Indeed, it's going to be
Worth it though,
Ticketmaster. Yeah, absolutely. I think people would pay it. That's quality over quantity of bands.
I think
That's it.
it is a sick lineup.
Indeed.
Absolutely sick. From Friday, banging. Saturday, absolutely raucous.
Yeah.
And then the Sunday is going to just be like a
Hellfire.
tour de force
Yeah.
of like mood and atmosphere.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
indeed.
Ken Fest 2025. I'm there.
Ken Fest.
I'm there.
Oh, no, it'll be Brokake Fest.
Brokake Fest 25.
Absolutely. Well, maybe 26. I don't know if we're going to be able to get a venue now. And
I think the Cure are tired, aren't they?
we've got some negotiating to do.
See if Evis will lend us his farm.
Yeah, well, and bank.
Bank account. If that's like the festival, if Elon Musk was to make a festival, he wouldn't enjoy any of the music, but he'd definitely throw his money away on it.
It would just be AI.
AI, oh God, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
AI versions of the Cure.
Yeah. It'd just be a big screen with like gorilla style virtual people or holograms.
Which
It'd be a hologram affair.
actually segues lovely into a thing we're going to talk about later in the future, when we're going to start touching upon AI music.
Yeah.
Because we've been playing and we've discovered some things, we've made some stuff, and in future episodes we're definitely going to be looking at a whole gamut of AI created music.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking at the power of AI and how it can manipulate existing artists and create new, I wouldn't say exciting, but definitely interesting.
Absolutely.
Projects using their voices, their cadences, their techniques, and their styles.
Yeah, it's quite sad. I don't really want to encourage it, although I've just paid a subscription for this app.
We've touched
but
the very
it's
tip
really
of the
handy.
iceberg,
Yeah.
and it's a very big iceberg indeed.
It'll be funny to use, but just I can just see one day bands won't exist. You'll be like, oh, I want to listen to some hip hop metal with a bit of jazz and a bit of scat. You know,
but I want it in the style of like 1920s jazz swing.
Yeah, with a tinge of drum and like dubstep.
Yeah, as if it was produced by Liam Howlett from Prodigy.
Yeah, and recorded in a warehouse, like
underwater.
Yeah, Harold Shipman's cellar.
It's gone very weird and moody.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, you know, AI could do that, so it'd be interesting to just throw some really weird ideas into a song.
I think a future idea we talk about is our festival if it was only played by holograms of dead artists. There is literally a fantastic opportunity here for us to make the best hologram music festival using AI generated dead artists.
Yeah.
We could rule the world. We would make hand over fist money. Bucks galore.
Elon Musk's.
We'll talk about this in a future episode.
But yeah, thank you so much for listening. If you're still listening now, be sure to check out the next podcast, which will be up. I don't know how frequently we're going to do this, but
maybe every couple of weeks we'll check another episode out to you.
Yeah, we might get lucky and do weekly ones, which could be lucky for you. I hope so. But drop us a message on our socials. We will have an Instagram up, and we'll sort of tell you about that in the next page. But otherwise, TikTok, Granma Brokake, all one word. Same with YouTube too. Thank you very much for listening.
This is
And,
episode 1.
Episode 1.
In the bag.
No Jar Jar Binks in
No
sight.
Jar Jar Binks in sight.
Fantastic. But yes, job done.
Lovely.
Tick.
Should we go for a wank?